Well, hello guys. It is currently
HQ. No. Clock. Calendar. Friday the 16th of January. Clock. 2:10 p.m.
16th of January at 10 past
Notes.
2 p.m. And I've been spending friggin' the past week fixing up a Google account because as of 2026 you can't have more than one Google account per phone number. So if you want a second account, you've got to have a different phone number. And today I was finally able to sign into Google with some support, and I've made sure that my Gmail account is now a throwaway service, so that way businesses, Apple and Microsoft and all that aren't getting access to my Google account, meaning I don't hand out my Gmail address to anyone. They can get a couple of other email addresses that I've got working, 3 of them actually. They can have 3 other email addresses, but they're not getting my Gmail address. And if they say, we're using Google, I'll be like, well, you can learn to use Microsoft and you can learn to use Yahoo services and you can learn to use Apple. And if they say, we can't open Apple files, then fine, I'll just use my Microsoft Office compatible formatted bloody stuff, but you're not getting my Gmail address. It's not happening. So that reminds me, I've got to get into Telstra, not into the store, but I've got to add a recovery email address to Telstra and make sure I've got a Yahoo email and an iCloud Plus email address added as my recovery things, because, and if they want my Microsoft email address, they can have it, but they're not having my Gmail address. That's basically what's happening for now. So, I've still got my current YouTube account. The other one's gone. I don't plan on getting it back. And I've got ChatGPT signed up to Apple. I'm not signing up ChatGPT with Google. Gemini is a Google service, so I will fucking keep it with Google. But I'm not going to pay for a Google One subscription just to get 2 terabytes of storage with Google One. If I really, really have to, I'll pay for it. If I desperately have to pay, I will. But I'm not going to at this stage, not when I don't need to. I was told by a couple of people that I would eventually need to pay for a subscription for Google Drive and Google Docs and all that, which I'm really pissed off about. I'm really pissed because Google will now want me to put other recovery email addresses into my security settings, and I don't plan on doing that. It can keep my Yahoo recovery email, and that's it. I also got rid of a few security settings that aren't necessary, like there's just a few things in the security that I don't need. If I pay for an MS365 subscription, I may end up having to turn on two-step verification for Microsoft. I'll consider doing that eventually, not right now, but it'll happen. If it forces it on me, then fine. Some people ditch Microsoft, but that's their problem. They can ditch Apple too. I'm not ditching Apple, and I'm not ditching Microsoft. So yeah, I'll sort all of that out when I need to. And yeah, I started on a new medical prescription medication on Wednesday, and that's going all right. So yeah, getting up a bit early in the morning is okay with me. I don't mind. I really do not mind. So long as I can get up early, I don't care. I'm soon going to make a brailled information sheet so I can, put all of my current information there that I need. And yeah. And and that way I never have to worry about losing it. I'm going to log into several other services that I use and see if it wants any backup recovery methods or not. And if it doesn't, then, if the services don't want a backup recovery methods, then, yeah, I will see what happens when I go back to the medical clinic again. I'll ask if they want a backup email address and if they want a backup number, and I'll give them a backup email address, and if they need a backup number, I'll get a new phone, and then I'll have two phones. I'm kind of not happy about that, but what am I supposed to do? What am I meant to do? I don't like all this security bullshit. I would much rather pay for a Microsoft Office subscription and pay for fucking Google for their bloody shit. But yeah, I don't want to pay for any shit from Google. And if I ever have to do that, I'll keep on exporting it to fucking Microsoft. Because at least their security methods are a bit easier to deal with than Google's crappy things. And I found out that it was easy to set up a iCloud email address, and because it's tied to the Apple accounts, when you're already logged in, there's no verifications unless you sign out and then log back in later. Or if you're using a new device and you log in and check your emails, you've got to type in a verification code. But that's okay, that can be sorted out when I get a new device. I've started all over again with some games, but I'm not too bothered about that. Because yeah, it's not that hard to fix. I can just play the games And assuming I won't lose this Apple account ever again, it's been set up so that I can't lose it. And I have got various brailled information sheets, then I won't stuff up and lose access to my information again. I'm going to find out when I send emails from my iCloud.com address, iCloud Mail, if it'll let me send heaps of attachments or not. I don't know if it will. It may or may not. Since these fucking doctors want, and various other businesses, not just doctors. Oh, I don't mind that stupid fucking AirTag. I'm getting sick of these AirTags. Getting sick of them. Yeah, most businesses, they now want extra email addresses on file. So I'm going to check if I can send attachments. And most of these businesses want freaking Microsoft Word and Excel documents, and I'm like, so I have to get the Office fucking space. I have to pay for that. Oh my god. I have to freaking pay for Microsoft 365 just so that I can satisfy the whim of every friggin' business who wants specific documents and stuff. Which I'm not very happy about. I am not happy at all. I'm a little bit tired, but oh well, that's what you can expect when I'm getting over some stupid bullshit medical stuff. I'm going to make a new bloody information sheet and ditch things that I don't want. But that will all get sorted out. That way, if I end up in a bind one day, I will have everything there as needed. I'm quite happy to use Gemini with free Google space because it's not like I'm going to use it for many important things anyway. That's where ChatGPT Pro and possibly the $300 plan will come in handy, because not that I could ever afford that. I guess I could share all my ChatGPT responses to my Apple iCloud Plus account, which is 2 terabytes of storage. So then I will only need the $29 a month one, because if I share all of my stuff to iCloud.com, to my iCloud email, I will not be fucked if I get a new device or I lose any of my other email accounts. I will not be stuffed at all, because it will all be set in Apple. And because I'm already paying for iCloud Plus, well, I can save any chat memories that I want saved, and get rid of them out of ChatGPT, and I've still got heaps of storage in my iCloud Plus account. So yeah. I guess with all that frickin' said, I'll stick with what I've got with my Gmail account and not use it for emails. And if businesses go to send emails, I will then reply to them with my iCloud.com account and just be like, hello, this is my active email address. And if they go, well, we're sending you emails through your Gmail inbox, do it. But I'm not going to use it to reply to messages. I won't be doing that. So, yeah. And I've kept my Yahoo service going for years, so, yep, I'm going to keep it going for years. All the people complaining that they can't get into their account is lying, because they reckon they can't access their accounts because their email codes are going to emails they can't access. Well, why did the friggin' idiots put an email account in that they can't access? It's one thing for Gmail to disable an account and then you've got to change it. That's bullshit. But if you put in an email address and then 5 years later you can't remember the email address, then why did you bloody put it in there in the first place? Like, once you get an email address, you've got to keep it active. Keep on checking on it regularly, but people don't do that, and then they go, oh, I'm locked out of, my account. And then I found out that with Google, you've got to sign out of all your devices, log in on a computer, use the computer to remove all the devices, then re-add them as new devices on the Google account so it detects them as your own devices instead of assuming that they're suspicious devices. And then you've got to go into suspicious activity and say, yes, that's me, over and over again for every single new device added. And then you've got to tap on the matching number on the device, and then turn on and off certain settings so that way Google gives you the correct sign-in prompts and notifications. And also remove any passkeys, because having a single device does not allow for passkeys. So yeah, I finally got into my Gmail account and I'm not using it as my primary email provider. I'm using something else as a primary email provider, and I'm using Google as a throwaway. If no other service is available, use Google, but don't use Google otherwise. I've even made sure that Google, which can be set up in Apple Mail, but I've deleted it off Apple Mail because I'm not using Google there, just not doing it. I can download the Microsoft Outlook app and I think I can do emails from that app. I don't know how many attachments it will let me send, because when I'm using Apple Mail, it is pretty stupid with how many attachments it lets you send in an email, which is pretty dumb. So, I've got everything bloody sorted out for now, and when I get second and third and fourth and fifth, 3, 4, 5 devices, like you're supposed to have more than one device anyway with separate bloody phone numbers. I don't know how that'll work, but my other problem, getting a stupid laptop, you then have to take it to a Wi-Fi area, like a library or something, and then use it, and set it all up, and then, yeah, pay for a stupid plan at home. And now I've got various businesses checking that I'm not using all of my stuff the wrong way. And I'm like, no, it's a bit hard to use it wrong when I can't log in on one device because you need a computer that I don't have, and I can't log into Google without a computer because friggin' lack of availability of computers. And then when I finally do log in, I'm like, I'm going to delete all my stuff off Google and only have Google services for Google and no other services on Google. Like, don't attach Microsoft, Yahoo, etc. to Google. Don't do that. And don't attach Google to Apple or Microsoft or any other services. Keep it as a separate thing. Because even if businesses use that Gmail address, I can just say, sorry, I'm not using Google for Apple or Microsoft. And you can't have you can't have more than one Yahoo account per device. People say they can, but they can't. You can have one Google account per number, which means if you have more than one Google account for the same number, it bans that secondary account. So if you want to sign into more than one Yahoo account, you've got to sign into them using different phone numbers. Like, you can sign into multiple Yahoo accounts on one device, but each device, if you sign into more than one Yahoo account on one device, it will want verification to other device phone numbers. It doesn't want verification to the same number. So anyone who locks themselves out can blame themselves for that, because if they get 3 or 4 or 5 Yahoo accounts attached to the same number, they're the ones locking themselves out. They need to get separate devices, log in or make new Yahoo accounts, one on each device, and then you can log into all of them on one device but using the separate phone numbers. And if people can't understand that, then they probably shouldn't even use a computer. So, yeah. So, yeah. I'm going to get going, and I will make another recording later.
Clock, 2:34 p.m. My Telstra. Sun, Uber, done. Sword, voice, Recorder HQ.
Yes,
Net,
this
Recorder HQ.
HQ app.
Stop, button.
I will get going, and I'll talk to you later.